Omri Cohen recently did a video about using the harmony as a quantizer in your patch. And in the comments section, people talked about what could you do with multiple quantizers in a patch. And Omri had his own answer, but some people got to talking about the idea of using multiple quantizers and having them pass a signal back and forth. So I made a patch that does that. So we've got clock going into fate so that it's not hitting every single time. It's creating this envelope that looks like these sort of rounded notes over here, and that's routed straight into the channels for that instrument. So it's also triggering this sample and hold, which is routed into a splitter. This is tane, and the switches on the switch are set to go on a division of 32 from our clock. So each of these harmonies is set to its own oscillator, so you can kind of tell a difference between the sounds. And this one is set to a C scale, and this one is set to a D scale. So let's hear those. So I also have this second oscillator down here that is providing a sort of cello-ish sound under everything to make it a little more anchored. You can see its curve in this pink line. So, while working on this patch, I learned some things. One, the pass back feature, because we're using random generation, the things that you would normally do to modulate between two scales, between two keys, aren't really present here. And there may be ways to fix that, but in this particular patch, they don't exist. Another thing is that instead of setting up this relatively taxing CPU load, you can use Rewind Quantizer because it has scenes, and the scenes can have different settings for the quantization. So on this one, we just have these three notes from both scales. So this is the 2, 5, and 6, or the 3, 6, and 7. And I thought those would work as harmonizers for this underlying cello sound. But we could just as easily let that cello play any note from either scale. And then switch back when we don't feel like it anymore.